4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? It's a cold one today. Even in Florida, it's cold. We got that polar vortex coming down. It's getting into the 40s here. It's a little on the chilly side at night. It's getting crazy cold. But I just picked up this guy. So don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Show me a little love. We're going to talk about this guy today because I just picked up this V-Star 1100 for a couple $100. I think I only paid like $300 for this thing. It was super cheap. And it's only got 14,000 miles, but he was complaining about it having some power issues. And so I've got it hooked up to my jump pack. I haven't started it up yet. We're going to take a look at what's going on with the system. I did pull the battery and put it on the charger, and I can see that this was changed 12-13-24. So this is a brand new AMG battery. So it was a little low on power, so I went ahead and put my charger on AMG settings and went ahead and cycled it. It did fully charge the battery, so he did put a brand new battery in there. Like he said, a lot of the stuff he's telling me is pretty accurate about this bike so far. But he says it only runs for like 15 minutes and then it shuts off. And to me, that would normally be, well, if it was in a car and it only runs for 15 minutes and then turns off and the battery's dead, that normally signifies that you have a charging problem with your system. So that could be a rectifier, a voltage regulator, a stator. In this case, probably going to be stator, but I'm going to crank it up on my jump pack, listen to it, see how it sounds, and then I'm going to put my multimeter on it and see if it's producing any kind of charge ratio. Because if it's not, then I know immediately to go right to the voltage regulator, the rectifier, or the stator. That tells me a lot. It's going to be a simple fix, and this bike will be running like a top here in no time. Heck, it only has 14,000 miles. It's not the cleanest thing in the world because it was kind of left out in the elements, and I'm going to remove those saddlebags. They're getting cut off because those are junk. Junk. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. Tires are in good shape. Everything about it is in pretty good shape. So, I get the hell with it. We'll crank it up. I already took off a lot of the stuff that was on there, the tassels and all that stuff I'm never going to ride with and most people won't ride with. Plus, they were very ratty from being left out in the elements. So, and then I just have to put a little time, energy, and effort into cleaning up the bike a bit. So, come with me on this journey. I gotta wait a couple minutes and then we're gonna crank it up for the first time. So I'll put you on my tripod and we'll see what it sounds like, if it even cranks up. Let's see what it does. I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since it's run. Probably gonna be kind of a hard start. We'll see. Let's see how it runs. Okay, I'm gonna reinstall the battery now that I've charged it. I know it's got a full charge. This says it produces 210 cold cranking amps. So, it should be plenty to start this bike. I gotta slide these little squares back in here. Now, let's turn the light on. Excellent. Okay. Let's see if it's got enough cranking amps now. See what it does. Let's see what it does. Sounds like it's only running out of one cylinder. I'm going to test that one cylinder real quick because as it heats up I should be able to spray both of the headers and we'll see if both of them smoke. If they smoke, then I know we're good to go. If it doesn't smoke, then we have to track down why we have an issue. As I suspected, it's not taking a charge. It's running off the power of the battery right now. feel hot, so maybe they are firing. That's just how this bike sounds. Yeah, they're both firing. That's just how this thing sounds, apparently. But it definitely does not have the power to produce enough power to keep this thing going, so the stator is definitely shot. So before I move any further, that battery was fully charged. It's been on here for about another 15 minutes. I put it back on AMG and it's still pretty low on charge, so it took a lot of power to get this thing running at all, turning over. So yeah, when I went to give it gas, it just didn't have the spark capability to push forward. So there's that. So I'm gonna order a stator. We're gonna remove that cover and we're gonna put a whole stator on here because it's clearly not taking a charge after I checked the multimeter. You know, I've never heard one of these things run up close, so I just figured that popping sound was a cylinder misfire, but honestly both cylinders were firing. I sprayed both of them, they're both firing, so that's just how this thing sounds. It's pretty loud. It's definitely pretty loud. So yeah, we'll get some parts on order here, and I'm gonna make sure that battery stays fully charged because it's been sitting dead for a while. So we're gonna make sure that thing gets a full charge, and as you can see, like I said, it only has 14,000 miles. I may have to go through the carbs, but there you go, 14,877. It's pretty low miles for a 25-year-old bike. So, but I don't know how long it's really been sitting. The fact that it started up pretty easily, it didn't even like the fact that I gave it choke. It didn't want choke. It found choke was not necessary. I turned it off and it ran fine without choke. So I'm assuming that this bike actually runs really well when it has proper power going to things. So yeah, when it's reliant on that tiny little battery, I can't believe that battery is this small, to be honest with you. I really cannot. For an 1100cc engine, that is a tiny little battery with a small amount of cranking amps. It says it only has 200 cold cranking amps. That's like a lawnmower. It's like a tractor battery. Seems very minimal. I don't know. I feel like it should be a bigger battery. I'm actually going to figure out what battery this was supposed to come with and do a little research, because that battery that he bought, that diehard, might not be the correct battery for this bike. Even though they sold it and they're like, it'll fit, they may have just given him an equivalent battery, because it seems like it's having a really hard time turning the engine, and that's a brand spanking new battery. I don't even think that battery is a month old. He just bought it at the beginning of this month, so that's yeah. I don't think that battery's got enough juice to really turn this engine and do things like it should. So, but other than that, it's pretty clean. I'll get it cleaned up real nice. It'll look good. So yeah, that's the new project. So it's going to be a week probably before I get some parts in, and then we'll get started on this guy here.